What's up, guys? Dom here with Restricted America. Today I was making a video about the new issue that Gun Owners Action League is seeming to find with Chapter 135 of H4885. It seems to be serialization is the new issue. They're calling it the Devil's Snare and the Trojan Horse. So they have a whole page on their website, and I'm going to read the whole thing. I'm going to be reading directly from their website, so here we go. As we continue to unravel the Devil's Snare that is Chapter 135, there is a dark Trojan horse that everyone should be made aware of, the serialization standards. This is a part of Chapter 135, is another one that Goal has gone over countless times, including consulting with outside resources. The common conclusion is that the only guns that could be lawfully possessed in Massachusetts after October 24th, 2024 are those manufactured prior to October 22nd, 1968. While most folks were trying to understand the assault-style firearm grandfathering and the new semi-auto restrictions, serialization is actually the crippling ingredient. As of October 24th, 2024, the new law requires any gun manufactured after the 1968 date to have a unique serial number on a firearm frame or receiver, provided that this serial number shall be placed in a manner not susceptible to being readily obliterated, altered, or removed. We are not aware of any gun that meets those requirements. We doubt if it is even mechanically possible. There is a grace period, see below, for the state to set up the serial number request system. That language does not make it clear that there is a grace period for the private gun owner. Grace period language does seem to delay this requirement for 1 year after the system is available. The catch is, does it delay the registration mandates, because we cannot register a gun that does not meet the serialization standards. Just another example of the Devil's Snare, and that is in quotations. Like many parts of Chapter 135, the question lingers as to how is the state going to enforce this, and they're saying that's a darn good question. They have a couple more links to different pages on their website underneath that, and they gave examples, so we're going to read that as well. Chapter 15, Language, Serialization, the process of conspicuously engraving, casting, or otherwise permanently embedding a unique serial number on a firearm frame or receiver, provided that the serial number shall be placed in a manner not susceptible to being readily obliterated, altered, or removed, and shall be engraved, cast, or otherwise permanently embedded to a depth of not less than 0.003 inches in a print size not less than 1/16 inch, and provided further that serialization of firearms, frames, and receivers made from non-metallic material shall be accomplished by using a metal plate permanently embedded in the material of the frame or receiver. That is very specific. New Chapter 140, Section 121C. Down to B. No person shall knowingly possess, manufacture, or assemble, cause to be manufactured or assembled, purchase, offer for sale, sell, or otherwise transfer or import an untraceable firearm in the Commonwealth, provided, however, that lawfully owned firearms imported or acquired by 1. New residents moving into the Commonwealth or acquired by heirs or devisees through distribution of an estate shall be serialized within 60 days of import or acquisition. And 2. Licensed firearms dealers, gunsmiths, distributors, or manufacturers shall be serialized within 7 days of import or acquisition. G. The requirements of this section shall not apply to firearms being delivered to law enforcement for the sole purpose of their destruction, possessed by common carriers and their duly authorized employees and agents while performing the regular and ordinary transport of firearms as merchandise for customers licensed to permit such transport, possessed by individuals lawfully traveling through the Commonwealth in the care and custody of a non-resident owner, provided that the firearms are stored in accordance with Sections 131C and 131L. And 4, that are the property of the government of the United States. 5, produced by federally licensed manufacturers not for sale in the Commonwealth. Or 6, manufactured prior to October 22nd, 1968. So basically everyone that's not the government. Government grace period is set up a system. The Department of Criminal Justice Information Services shall establish a serial number request system established pursuant to Section 121C of Chapter 140 of the General Laws, as inserted by Section 32, not later than 1 year after the effective date of this Act, provided that all firearms shall be serialized in accordance with this Act and not later than 1 year after said serial number request system is completed and publicly available. Now the question is, That's the whole page right there. And the question is, did they actually mean to do this, or is this just a huge oversight that's going to cause a big problem, and as bad as they say, which it seems pretty bad, because basically all of our guns would not be considered legal, and we wouldn't be able to possess them. Or no, yeah, it doesn't seem to be any grace period for us, unless it was, and there's only the exemption of, if it's a government-owned gun, or if it's made prior to October 22nd, 1968. So, is this enforceable? Absolutely not, in my opinion. But they are technically making criminals out of 90% of people that own guns with this. Which is, it's terrible. I mean, I hope it's not as bad as Goal says, but if it is, then, there's no other option than to not comply. But if there's more information on this, anything else comes out, I'll update you guys. Any other types of information for anything else, I'll keep on it. And if you enjoyed this type of video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or concerns, which I'm sure you will, put them down in the comments. I can try my best to get to all of them. Other people can try to answer them as well. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to do that now. Other than that, stay unrestricted, folks.